I'm back, I'm better, I'm me, I'm thriving, I'm living, and life's great. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube, because why not be tuned in for more content. I'm in a different background. I'm in the living room of my little apartment. Y'all can see by the title, this is a story time. I don't know what I'm titling the story time yet. Just know it's gonna be good, and I think you tuned in for the right reasons. Just a disclaimer before we actually get into the business. This is for content purposes only. I'm such into like a content creator mindset right now that like, I know there were like what I'm gonna get from this video, and it's gonna help my channel because it's gonna be shared around. So why not? I'm not here to stir up drama. I'm not here to bring up the past. I'm not here to dwell on the past. I'm here to tell my story. Little old Lex was done wrong, okay? And she was nothing but a good friend of people. So this little like backstory. Me and this girl, we're gonna call her Aunt. I'm gonna call my guy friend Tissue. So we'll do different backstories of both people. So Aunt, we have been friends since middle school. You know, that was my girl, whatever. We didn't really get like super close till I want to say like high school kinda, and we stay friends like up until this happened. But like the whole like 4 years or whatever, and you got middle school, and so basically we just been friends for a little bit. So that's how much time is behind the friendship. Now if you have Tissue, me and him, we were friends freshman year. We both played basketball. He ended up dating my best friend at the time. We're still friends, just not the best friend title. They were dating, he was dating my best friend. So mind you, how just like, that's like, that's very important. He dated my best friend. Let's go back a little bit into like summer almost. There was this group chat made on Snapchat. It wasn't like a, you know, but it was just like a group chat with like a whole bunch of us, like a couple of my guy friends, their guy friends, mutual friends. It was just a lot. It was a lot of people in the group chat, right? It's like the little group at the beginning. It was real cool. Like we go to football games together. I'm very like, and I'm still to this day, like I'm so out of the loop with a lot of people and a lot of things, because I typically try to like mind my business. I mean, if I'm being nosy, I'm letting you know I'm eavesdropping or I'm ear hustling, what y'all talking about? But typically I mind my own business. I be in my own little world majority of the times. When it comes to like liking people and drama, like I'm be so out of the loop. I don't be knowing anything. I'm saying like a lot, I'm sorry. But I'm just trying to like paint the picture for y'all. And even here, like someone messing with someone, when did that happen? I be stunned as the person, someone else finding out. I'm like, oh, and I hang out with this person. I didn't even know that. We were at lunch one day, because like in our high school, they had 2 different lunches, but majority of the group was in one lunch. And I think a lot of them tried to switch into that lunch because the majority of us were in that lunch. We were at lunch, and you know, I'm sitting, I'm eating my food, I think. Or I'm on my phone, I'm doing something. And Aunt and her friends, I think I was on this side, and then Aunt was like across from me, and you had two other people or whatever, I don't really know. You had some of the guys that had walked up or whatever. But Aunt, and then like I saw that they were talking, and then like who they were talking about was Tissue, my friend. I don't know, I forgot what comment was made, but basically insinuating that she liked him or whatever, and I'm like, oh, like I put 2 and 2 together, because I think they would make comments in the group chat. But I thought I told y'all, I'd be out of the loop, and then nothing was ever brought to me, so I didn't know about it. Long story short, she liked Tissue, okay? I think that same day, we rode the bus, because we stayed in like around the same neighborhood at the time. We rode the bus home, and I think before like the bus started to like take off, we used to sit next to each other on the bus, like in the mornings, going back home, like all that. I found out, you know, that she liked him. She kind of just started like kind of telling me about him a little bit. So she had told me that, well, I guess she had like texted him or whatever, and on Instagram. I guess set up on his story. I think he posted something. I tried to ask him for the messages. He don't have them, so I don't really know. I know she was texting him. I think basically she was just like flirting with him kind of or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool, like whatever, like. So we were texting that night. I was basically telling her like, I will put you on, like, this is editing legs. But I realized that like me trying to put her on to my best friend's ex looks strange. But listen, so me and Tissue were friends before they started dating, because Tissue and my best friend were best friends before they started dating. So it was just friends. So like even though they stopped messing with each other, we still stayed friends. So like, you know, it's just a tough situation. I should have just let that girl be, like, for real. And she basically was like, no, not right now or something like that. And I was like, all right, cool, like Then I think time kind of passed a little bit, not much time, but a little bit of time passed. And I noticed she had been a little distant. And, you know, I think everyone has their days. I get it. Like, I go through it too. Like, I just want a time where I just want to be by myself or whatever. I think the day I noticed that she had been distant, because mind you, it only happened like the day. It was only for a day. I noticed like her energy was off and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna text her after school, ask her what's wrong, like, are you good, like, type stuff. And because, you know, like, that's my friend, I'm gonna make sure you're good. But little Alex never got the opportunity, and we're gonna get into it. And my child, this happened in September. We started school in August, okay? So we didn't get really far into the friendship senior year. Same day that I was like, when I noticed her energy was off, I was like, okay, boom, I'm gonna go text her, you know, after school, whatever. But then I'm going and I watch her story. I don't remember where I was. I think I was probably on the bus. I watched her story and it's basically a subliminal against me because we'll get into it, but it was basically a subliminal against me. And I feel like at this big age, making a subliminal about your friend is very weird to me, but go off. But basically, I'm reading off my thing. But basically, if I haven't talked to you as much as I usually do, I've distanced myself from you or stopped messing with you. Hashtag choosing peace. And I'm thinking, obviously you're talking about me because you didn't talk to me today. You're very standoffish today. And once I notice that your energy is off, I'm not gonna talk to you until I feel like you've had enough time to get over your little whatever you're going through. I stood up on her story and I said, so you've stopped messing with me, ? And she was like, low key, because it seems like you're weird now. Ever since I told you I thought Tissue was cute, which is dead now, and you haven't been talking to me anymore, so I take it as it's a weird vibe. So I'm just distancing myself and really finna leave that group chat too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down everything she just said. Weird ever since I told you I thought Tissue was cute. I tried to put you on. If I was gonna be weird, why would I try to put you on? Lex here again. So I honestly assumed that whoever thought that I was like jealous that she liked him or that she was insinuating that I wanted him. And so when I said that like he dated my best friend is very important, that's very important. Why would I go after my best friend's ex? That doesn't make sense. Like, and that's what I felt like she was like low-key insinuating, but that's not me. I don't know what girls she hang out with or whatever, but wrong friend. Wrong friend. And then she said, which is dead now. So I guess she had found out that Tissue was talking to someone, but I guess he told her he wasn't. Whole time Tissue wasn't talking to no one, and the girl was lying on him because he's not gonna lie to me. So it was like, you believed it random, but okay. She said, you haven't been talking to me anymore, so I take it as it's a weird vibe. I talked to her the day before. She came to school with weird energy, not talking to me. And as a friend, friendships go both ways, especially friendships. I don't have to sit up here and talk to you every single time for us to have a conversation, because she would have times where she would talk to me first. So now that you have a stank attitude, why do I have to be the one to talk to you first? And I feel like that's just so weird to me. As a friend, why are we playing the speak first games? We're friends and been friends for years. Like, come on now. I'm really finna leave that group chat too. Just to sum up the long story, she never left the group chat. She never did. She was just trying to fill my ears up with lies, make it seem as if it's an in general thing. No, you're talking about me. Just please be direct about it. Like, and then mind you, this is the conversation with me and her. You could have laid it all on the table and just been honest. Like, yes, I'm like, it's you. Like, you know what I mean? I said I didn't even care, not in a bad way, that you liked him. Like I had told you, I tried to work my magic. I was trying to work my magic between y'all. If you was really messing with him, so I didn't. Oh, because she said she didn't want to, so I didn't. And when I would speak to you, I felt like you were very short with me, and I'm all about vibes. So I was like, let me just give you your space, because I did try to speak to her that day. So don't even sit up here and say you're not speaking to me. Da 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 da. I tried to speak to you, and you were short with me. Why would I continue to beg you for a conversation? Baby, you never gave that. it never gave desperate for a friendship. It never gave desperate for a relationship. It never gave desperate for a conversation. Baby, that's not next to Lex's name. Delusional might be, but desperate is not. So I was like, you're very sure I'm all about vibes. So I was like, let me just give you your space. That's why I didn't walk with you today or nothing. Because we would walk to we had two or three classes together. And we would walk with to our second hour and to our third hour. No, we had 3 classes together. We had our first, second, and third hour. And we would walk to the classes with each other. I was actually thinking about texting you later to make sure you were good before you posted that. Literally, I could put it on anything. I was gonna text that girl until I saw her story. She said, I don't care about the tissue stuff. Basically, I found out a lot within these couple of days, what I told y'all. And I'm no longer gonna talk to him anymore either. I think as a friend way, because he wasn't really interested in her. And I actually found that out later. He didn't find her attractive, so he wasn't really interested in her. I'm not saying that to be funny, and I'm not gonna talk to him anymore either. And that's the same way I felt about you, to be real. But I'm just distancing myself from everybody. I've been too social anyways. She's social 24/7, 24/7. Even before all this, even after all this. And we're gonna break this down too. Because I feel like if I break it down, I don't have to go and make different points. I can just make the points now. She said, I'm just distancing myself from everybody. The next day, y'all, which I was lying, she was being the socialist person ever to that entire group of people. Talking about, I'm gonna leave the group chat, but you're still talking to everybody in there. You're still typing in the group chat. Make it make sense. If you didn't want to be friends with me, you didn't have to come up with this whole elaborate story. You didn't have to fake it till you make it. You didn't have to do none of that. Be real with me. I'm so big on people being real with me. If you're real with me, it goes a lot farther than you lying, than you not telling the whole truth, than you just trying to sugarcoat stuff. Because if you want to be friends with me, bro, say that. We're done. You don't have to be a weirdo. You know what I mean? And I said, what I do to make you feel like that, though? I'm confused. Because I was confused, bro. What are you talking about? This is so out of the blue, bro. And I was like, bro, okay. And then I said, I think it all started after all that with Ree. Ree's my friend, my homegirl since 3rd grade. I really don't remember what happened, but I think Ree is very, she stands on her opinion. She stands on her word. She's very strong-minded. She's not going to shut up for nobody. And I think she said something in the group chat that the other one, the aunt, didn't agree with. And I think it caused something, whatever. I really don't remember what it was. And I said, because Friday I think we was good. And then you left early yesterday. So today was your only full day. I usually be with you at lunch, but they wanted pictures, so I went out there with them. I thought maybe you felt some type of way about the Reed situation because you hadn't said none and you were real short with me when I would ask them or talk to you type stuff, Yeah, so literally I have reasons to back up my whereabouts, why I didn't talk to you at this moment. She don't have none of that. I think I said I know now that wasn't the problem, and I was gonna text you like I said earlier to make sure we were straight. If I feel like some is off, I'm not gonna force it, because then I look desperate trying to talk to somebody and they're not giving their normal responses back. Nothing else needs to be said. She said, look desperate, question mark. Like I said, there's no hard feelings or bad energy. I'm distancing myself from everybody. Lie again. This is the 3rd lie. I've been to myself all day, and I see it being like that for a while. And I said, yes, versus wanting to look desperate. Yes, if I'm trying to talk to somebody who clearly don't want to be talked to, but all right. And she said, okay. I don't know what kind of friendships y'all be having. First of all, me and my friends don't act like this towards each other. If something is bothering us, we know to speak on it. And we speak on it with knowing that we're not going to receive this tons of backlash. It's going to be really understanding, and we're going to solve the issue. One thing I'm not going to do is force a friendship. I'm not going to force a conversation with someone who don't want to be talked to. That's basically being delusional. And I'm not delusional over my friendships. I'm delusional over men. I'm not delusional over my friendships. You're not going to get me to double text you. I'm not doing that. Basically, we just stopped talking. At this point, there was really no hard feelings. It was a little awkward. We hang around the same people, but I stopped hanging around them because the thing about them is really I get it, but then again, I don't, because I didn't do anything to you. But it's if she wasn't messing with me, I would still talk to her other friends, like one of them, I was like, hey, and she was real like, as if she didn't want to speak to me. So I was like, you know what, forget you two then, you can go, you know, and whatever. So, and that was really just it. So English rolled around, and at this point I think we're reading a book, and we have like a test over like parts that we read or whatever. And so she didn't read the book. So she knew she did it, she knew she didn't, and she knew I did. So she came into class. Mind you, we're not supposed to be friends. We're not talking to each other. She came into class and she was basically asking me to help her with the homework. But like she did it in such a normal way that like me, when people say one thing but they act another way, it kind of does confuse me because I'm like, I thought we weren't friends. But then I kind of just like brushed it off and I was like, let me just help this girl. Like, that's my homegirl. Like, let me help her. And after I helped her, everything was, I guess, normal. After that, things went back to normal. We were talking, we were texting on Snapchat again. We were like, I think this is like right around like Spirit Week kind of time. So I think me, Rita, and Aunt, sorry, I keep wanting to call her Tissue. Me, Rita, and Aunt, I think everyone else in the class had like went somewhere else. So us three were talking about, we were on like Pinterest, like trying to get ideas for the Spirit Week. I think it was like 90s or 2000s or something like that. It was normal after that, and clearly I'm delusional. Clearly I thought things were normal, but I really guess not. But mind you, this part is like the climax of the situation. Like her trying to be friends with me again for answers. We'll get into it. We went to the fair together. I have pictures in my phone of us at the fair. We went to football games together. Like, we were like, everything was basically normal. Like, when we went to the fair, she came and picked me up. So if we weren't cool or whatever, she would have never come and picked me up. Like around the end of October, because it did take me a minute. Mind you, the fair is usually like mid-September. So like end of October, I kind of started to like think about the situation a little bit, and I was like, did this girl just use me, bro? Did she just use me? Is the only reason we're friends right now is because she needed something from me? Like, am I that dumb enough to think that she actually wanted to be my friend again for real? So I was like, yep, Alex, you got used. You got used, you were manipulated, that's not your friend. That's not your friend. After that, I didn't say anything to her. I didn't address it. I just left her alone. Like, I really just left her alone because I was like, I feel like she knows what she did. There's nothing that really needs to be said. I'm not your mom. I'm not gonna explain to you why you're wrong. I'm not gonna explain to you why I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm just not gonna talk to you anymore. And if you don't know, then that's clearly a personal problem. I felt like she used me for her own benefit and to gain something from me. This is just a side note. Up until this point, I hadn't told anyone when we first fell out. I didn't bring it to social media. I didn't tell my friend. I didn't tell my best friend at the time. I'm not telling no one. I'm not even telling my mom. Like, I really took it to myself because I was like, you know, maybe time will pass, we'll be good. So like, I hadn't talked about her. I hadn't posted nothing about her. I hadn't done none of that. So if anything else otherwise was said, because I really don't know, anything else was said that, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, it came out their butt because I hadn't done any of that. And there's no proof that shows that I went and I was talking about this girl and I was saying this and there's none of that. I'm like, I feel like I'm rambling, but like, there's such a big emphasis on like, I did not do anything to this girl while we were not cool. Then she starts to stud me on social media. Cause like, okay, so I have my Instagram account. I was more, before I became more into my like, the era I'm in now, I would post like a lot of like quotes and stuff. Like, you know, like not messy quotes, but like the quotes that with the blue things from Twitter and stuff, like blue background from Twitter. Or like those kind of quotes. Now my quotes are really just like wholesome and cute and girly, and that's what I am. Like, that's just me now. That's just all my close friends, and I really don't be posting that kind of stuff for real anymore with my close friends. So I think I would post some things, but it wasn't in like a way that's like, oh, I'm subbing her, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing da da da. I just post stuff. Like, that's what social media is for. Like, post what you want. Don't let no one else take it away from you. Then she just starts to stuff me on social media. And one of the posts said, one thing about me, I'm not entertaining no kind of BS. People got she said something else. People got all my social medias, shoot, even my number. If it's pressure, hit my line stinks. Steady watching me too. Let's break this down. Y'all can just get the truth, okay? What BS? At this point, I still have not said a word to anyone at that school. Anyone. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about the situation. Her name is not in the air when it comes to me. Like you would think people are just like either feeding her stuff or she's just creating her own delusions. Got all my social medias, even my number. Baby, you have my number too. And last time I checked, you were the one with the original problem. If you really wanted to break it down back to like the roots and when it first started, you had the issue. You have my number. And every single time you've had an issue with me, you have ran to social media instead of coming to me. So should we really be talking about that? Should we really, you have my number, you have my social medias, but you keep running to social media about it? If it's pressure, hit my line, snake, babe, I just stopped talking to you. And my thing is, when I stop talking to people, I don't talk about them. I just stop talking to them. Like, there's really nothing to, like, you're just a weirdo, and I just didn't want to be friends with you no more, so I just stopped talking to you. Like, there's really nothing to it. Like, it's really nothing to it at all. And then she said steady watching me too. Mind y'all, she was watching me as well. It's social media. We have each other on social media, so it's really not watching if we have both of each other added on social media. It's watching if we didn't have each other added on social media and I was searching you and then like looking at your stuff, that's watching you. But we both have each other on social media. What you want to do? In another post, she had tried to make it seem as if she had more money than me, made more money than me. It's very strange to me because I've never discussed my finances with her, like, ever. And at that time, I was making like $18 an hour working at Chili's, if you include tips. And I was making more than her, so I was just like a little bit confused. Sometimes I was making $21 an hour, sometimes it was $20 an hour. I was making money. So for someone to sit up here and try to come for me in a financial aspect when I've never discussed that with you, and if you really want to play it by the book, I actually make more than you, it was just very weird to me. Like, you're trying to make a point, but your point is really invalid, because if we play it by the book and I show screenshots and I was making a lot more than a lot of people that was working with me, not a lot more, but a couple of dollars more than people who were working with me. Tissue worked with me as well. You can ask him the money I was making. Like, how are you gonna sit up here and like, I'm sorry, that just blows me, because that's like the weirdest thing to try to say. Like, when you have nothing else to say, that's how you know you have nothing else to say, because you bring up finances when you're wrong. Like, you know how it's like Snapchat, like kind of like low-key like saves everything? Like, even like if you type a post, it still like saves it without you asking. So I was able to go find this stuff. So my response to that is that bragging stuff is the quickest way for all that stuff to be gone. Promise people won't know nothing about that checking and that savings account number. And then she screenshotted that, and I think I posted it on my private story, like on my close friends private story. Like, the stuff she would post was so different than me. Like, I would clap back, but not how like she would. I wouldn't come for like, I wouldn't try to hurt her character. I wouldn't try to like, you know, I would just be like, bro, like, an expired friendship is not beef. Like, and I found that like very strange to me, because I just don't want to be friends. Like, why do we have to beef? My first response to like anything though was heavy on the mind your business whenever I'm involved. People swear they don't be in the mix, but be in everybody's. That's so true. Like, first of all, mind your business when it comes to me. Don't speak on me, don't ask about me, don't look for me, don't search me, don't watch me, don't do none of that. Mind your business. Forget I exist, okay? And something else I had said was like, my name really shouldn't be in nobody's conversations. I don't care what it's about. I don't do nothing to nobody. Definitely ain't spoken to nobody for real. And ain't had I don't speak like this no more. And ain't had nobody's name in my mouth or conversations. Do better. Because I'm like, why would I lie to y'all? This is so old. I hadn't spoken about this girl until after all of once this situation died, then I started to tell my friends about it. I'm not talking about you, so if someone is telling you that I'm talking about you, you should check them, because I don't care enough about your existence to have your name in my mouth. Like, eventually things with her started to like die down or whatever, but of course, That wasn't enough. Y'all are gonna meet Rita soon. I don't know. She could probably tell her side of the story on here. If you know Rita, bro, and I'm saying her name because she's gonna be on here, featured on my channel. That's my girl. But if you know her, bro, she don't do nothing to nobody. She don't talk about nobody. She's such like to herself, like it's just, if you just know her now and then you just know, bro, like for you to start an issue with someone like that, you are literally the issue. Like you're the issue. Like, you know how like some people are just so to themselves, so like not quiet but quiet, and like, you know, and then like you see someone starting an issue with them and you're like, yeah, you clearly gotta be bored. Rita ended up falling out with her and another girl. Basically fell out with all of them. Her story to tell, I really don't remember all the details. I remember her telling me about it, but I don't know what to search in my phone to go back and find all of it. But yeah, like I said, it's not my story to tell. She could tell her story if she wants to. And of course there were like things like here and there that like happened that were very minimal, or like her trying to like, mind you, we're in the same class, same second hour. If like the teacher, like we would ask, he like ask questions like the very beginning or whatever, something like that, when you do like a little worksheet or whatever. And he would ask questions, or she make like a slick remark to something I said or something like that, and I'm too old to be going back and forth with you like a little child. Like, I'm not gonna entertain you until you say it to me, baby. Whatever came out your mouth is in one ear and out the other, and in the water. Like, it don't matter to me. Like, when time started to pass and slowly started to get all of them off social media or whatever, I think I only have one of them on social media still, but there's no beef with her. Like, but I just don't talk to her because, you know, obvious reasons. I'm just trying to like just trying to figure it. Bro, can y'all stop stomping? Y'all are freshmen. Like, what are they doing? So one of her friends, like, I was on my spam, and I really never said anything on my spam for real about the situation, but one of her friends, she had said, been living life and people hate that stuff, really stalking me, wanting me to be miserable. At this time, I don't remember why I felt like this was about me, but it never gave stalk, because you can't stalk someone you follow and who follows you. It doesn't really work like that. 2, my issue was never with you. So me wanting you to be miserable is very strange. That's not me, that's not my character. I don't want, like, you know, we never beef, we never exchange words. Like, you just stop being friends with me because your little friend stopped being friends with me. This is what also made me think that it was about me. If it wasn't about me, why was I removed from the spam shortly after that? That's why I thought it was about me. Because it was like, if you're not talking about me, why would you remove me? I mean, spam, you know what I mean? I'm reading off my notes because I really don't remember a lot of this stuff, but my thing is like, how am I stalking you and I follow you? That's why, like, when when Aunt was like steady watching me too, we follow each other. It doesn't make sense how I'm watching you, but we follow each other. It doesn't work like that unless we don't follow each other, which, by the way, I caught multiple of them on my Instagram views who don't follow me, but were watching me. So, and I can put proof in that too. Then, so I think this is around the time I posted my senior pictures. So I usually don't check my views. Like, I'm not a view checker unless like I'm talking to someone, I want to see if they view my story, but I'm not really like a view checker. So I just randomly check my views because I just posted stuff, so I was like, I wonder how many views I got. And there was a fake page in my views. But listen, this is how I know things. So I posted about it. I think I have a screenshot of what I said. I'll insert it. But I was like, so we're making like fake pages to like watch me now and all that extra stuff. And I posted it on Instagram and I posted it on Snapchat. And before all this, Aunt was not in my views on Snapchat. But when I posted that, she popped up in my views. And same thing on Instagram. She didn't follow me on Instagram. But when I posted that, she popped up with my views. I think I was being funny because I was like, no way someone took the time out of their day to make a fake account to watch me. And I'm posting, what, senior pictures? Come on now. Yeah, and then the very last incident that was, we're at graduation, right? Chilling, graduating, right? So I get a text from my friend. I guess they were being petty during graduation. I think my friend across the stage or something like that. I think they had said something. And I made a post on my spam like immediately after. I was like, being petty at graduation is so crazy to me. That is our existence. I know we're cute. Like, I know me and my friend are very that. But why are we that bothered still? At this point, it's months past. It's May. This happened October, September, October. Why? That's really the end of the story time. We don't talk no more, obviously. Like, we just don't talk no more. I mean, like I said, an expired friendship is not beef to me. But yeah, thank y'all for watching this story time. Long overdue, long awaited, very long. Right now it's sitting at 54 minutes. I have a lot to edit. Like I said before, it's for content purposes only. This is not to stir up drama, and I want to just let it be known right now, I won't be entertaining any drama that comes from this. I'm not. I'm too old to be dealing with something that came from 2 years ago. I'm talking about it because it happened to me. I was done wrong. I was used, so I can talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share it with your mama, share it with your friend, because I'm gonna get shared around anyway. But don't share it with more people, you know what I mean? And just subscribe. Like, I already said that, but subscribe to my channel, y'all. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to get there. It's something I really liked to do when I was first doing it. I got back on YouTube because I really wanted to keep doing it, and I'm here and I'm trying to do it. So follow my social medias as well. We're on the road to 10K on TikTok. That's probably when I post this video, I would have had 9,400 followers on TikTok, 9,400. And I think when I posted my last video, I had 9,300. So we've grown 100 people on TikTok. But yeah, follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram. All my social medias are the same, Alexus Kianah. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning into this video. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for just supporting and listening to me ramble on and talk. But yeah, I will see y'all in the next video.